I don't know anybody who has woken up and was told that they're going to be involved in a class action lawsuit, but this is exactly what I woke up to years ago. I used to work for a travel agency, and I got an email saying that a whole bunch of people that had worked for this big company were going to be involved in a class action lawsuit. I thought to myself, what the hell is this all about? And I learned a lot from this. So let me share with you what exactly it was that I learned from this whole situation. So back in the day when I used to work for this company, they used to have something called socials. Basically, after work, everyone from the company would go to a certain location, bar or something, and they would celebrate as a collective group of people. Now, mind you, I at this time had a son and I was married, and I didn't care to go have a social event. Maybe if I was like young and single and wanted to go and mingle and that sort of thing, absolutely for sure. But at this time, I didn't care. So I told my boss, I will not be participating in any of these sorts of things. And lucky for me, my boss at the time was completely understanding. She said, yeah, you got a young son and you got a spouse at home and you got all this sort of stuff. And you got tons of responsibilities. So for sure, for you, no problem. So I think I maybe went to like maybe one or two of these events. That was it. But realistically, it was just a place for people to kind of go have a bit of culture and atmosphere to kind of drink and do whatever. Basically, people in the company, because they had to travel to these events as being mandatory for work and they weren't being compensated for it, they were now going after the company for a settlement. And this to me was kind of repulsive. Even though they were getting drunk and doing whatever they were doing there, they wanted to now get paid for that time, which to me just told me that a lot of these people probably just most likely sucked at their jobs and just wanted a way to make extra money. Because why else are you complaining? If you did well at your job and you're a single dude or a single chick, you should be happy to go to these events and learn from other people how they're crushing it and help other people live their travel fantasies. But that's kind of like the world we live in now, whereas anyone that gets into some sort of role where they have to provide some sort of high level skill, they want to be compensated for everything that they do, even though a lot of the time they don't want to do anything. So, why am I sharing this with you? As of late, it just came to my attention that this company called World Financial Group just had to settle a huge lawsuit in California. And essentially, there's so much misinformation about this lawsuit. So I wanted to clear the air around this because it sounded a lot like what happened with the company that I used to work for. So, as an independent agent with World Financial Group, part of your job as that agent is to go serve people with financial solutions with companies that banks and high net worth individuals are already dealing with, but the average person doesn't have the awareness to go through one of these guys, so they go through a bank instead and usually end up getting worse results with their money. Now, mind you, when it comes to the cash flow quadrant, you are now in the self employed category. So in California, they recently changed laws because they are a blue state, meaning they're very liberal. And when you're very liberal, you're also very much entitled. So you can imagine that all these independent contractors decided that they were going to say something to the effect of, we weren't getting paid to go to trainings and going to this and going to that, even though these huge companies are hosting these trainings for people, and World Financial Group does not own any products or anything. They're just a platform like Uber. And this tells me exactly why most people are not going to be cut out for entrepreneurship. So let's clear out the air here. Big companies like World Financial Group, just because they settled doesn't mean that they admitted to doing something wrong, because they hadn't. Because a settlement is a compromise. It's not an admission to guilt or saying that we're taking liability. It's just a way to get rid of people that you don't want in your business anyways, just like anybody else would. This is exactly what you saw happen with Shannon Sharpe and these other allegations of grape. So people are working for a platform as independent contractors, which would be similar to you getting a job with, say, Uber, and then suing Uber for you having to walk to your car and back to your house. So what was the case really about? The case essentially centered around labor classification, meaning that people were arguing that they were wage earning employees and not independent contractors, which here, the truth is, you're an independent contractor. You would rather work for yourself, if not go work for a bank. The recent class action lawsuit does not prove wrongdoing by World Financial Group. It only reflects many challenges that companies who hire independent contractors face day to day. And a settlement that is strategic is not an admission to guilt. It is a strategic business decision to limit drawn out litigation and court fees. Because the issue had nothing to do with World Financial Group, but the issue had everything to do with California's labor code. This labor code triggered issues in other industries as well. Real estate brokerages, fitness trainers, gig economy companies, insurance and financial services organizations, and sales organizations that use a contractor or agent model. Now, WFG's model is different than any other model out there. And the people that would know are the people in the company, not a bunch of goons saying a bunch of nonsense over the industry. If you want to know how a successful marriage works, go talk to someone who has a successful marriage. If you want to know how someone's business works, go talk to them about their business, not some flunky that went to something for 2 minutes and walked out. So WFG's model is all about entrepreneurialism. It's commission-based and it's independent. It's built around allowing people the opportunity to learn business and build their own business. The lawsuit has nothing to do with WFG exploiting people. Rather, it's about state regulations that make entrepreneurship harder. Now, the company is fully legit. It operates within regulatory frameworks, provides licensing, training, and works with major financial companies, and uses the same independent agent contractor model that a lot of other companies use, except their model apparently is like one that's on steroids. It's a model that encourages agents to build an independent book of business instead of relying on a highly taxed employment style income. And it's the one company that's created more millionaires than any other company out there. Don't believe me? Google that. So what's the main takeaway here? WFG remains strong, compliant, and committed to this vision. And this settlement changes nothing about the opportunity that they have given entrepreneurs. And the bottom line is this. This lawsuit is not proof of a failing business model. It is proof that WFG is big enough and successful enough to attract legal challenges and professional enough to resolve them responsibly.